Sometimes things that were in favor recently fall out of favor. Dot coms become dot bombs, and Melly becomes smelly. So Melly's Mercado Libre, it is a multi-year compounder that has done phenomenally over its lifetime. You can see back in 2010, you could have bought it for $38 and it's $1,700 now, but lately it's been struggling. And I have owned this a couple of times and I've not been smart enough to just sit on it and do nothing. And the last time I bought it, I think it was 18 or $1,900, and I sold it at like 21 or 22 a few months later and patted myself on the back and then saw it rise to like 2,600 and was kicking myself, but now it's back down again. So as I said, I've bought this before. I don't like to think of it as a trading sardine because it's a great company, but it's a great company and everyone knows it's a great company. So it tends to get overpriced and then tempts me to sell. So Mercado Libre, the easy way to understand it, it is the Amazon of South America, or the the Coupang of South America. If you like Korean stocks, I've done several videos on Coupang, which is the Amazon of South America. And earnings have disappointed, so they're down a lot recently. In the past month, about 20%. So it's starting to look interesting again. So why are they down? They are expanding a lot in Brazil, and that has hurt their profits because Brazil is a very competitive market. This company started in Argentina, and it's very difficult to do business in Argentina. And if you can do business in Argentina, you can do business everywhere. And Mercado Libre has been incredibly successful in Latin America, and even gives Amazon a difficult time trying to break into that market. So for instance, Mercado Libre, it's the most popular online app in Chile, and Amazon could not make any inroads into Chile, which is the most prosperous country in Latin America. And why is that? Because the mail system in Chile, just like in many third world countries or Latin American countries, is terrible. So you wouldn't rely on the mail to ship your packages like you would in the US. And Mercado Libre had built out an extensive logistics network with warehouses and drivers and trucks. And that's difficult to break people of that habit when you have very reliable delivery in the next day or 2 days, and you're already built up in a place that has have large customer base that's very profitable. However, Brazil is a different story because there are other competitors there. Amazon's doing well there. Shopee is doing well there. And so you're sort of not getting into green territory and just building from scratch where you have no competition. You're actually fighting with very tough competitors, elbow to elbow. And that causes you to lower prices to try to attract market share. And that's why their margins are hurt and they're getting beat up. They do have some things going for it because that they deal in very high interest environments and in third world countries like Mexico and Argentina. They do have a finance arm and a fintech, which could be very profitable if they ever spun it off. But the problem is that there are other fintechs in other parts of Latin America that are also competing with them. And fintech in Latin America is a weird thing because you can use PayPal in the U.S. and Canada and Europe, but the fintechs in Latin America don't seem to travel well. So the fintech that does really well in Brazil doesn't seem to do well in Argentina or Chile or things like that. So I don't know if it's legal structures or cultural, but they don't travel very far. But anyway, Mercado Libre does have that fintech within it that could be very valuable. And it is long term, I think, going to do fine because the countries that they operate in are very difficult places to do business, and they operate very profitably there. And if you can do that there, you can do that anywhere. So I think there are some temporary headwinds from Brazil. You're getting a chance to buy this at a great price. I think it's 30 times forward earnings. So on a trailing 12-month basis, it's 42 times earnings, but forward earnings look good. And 3 years out, this will probably be a nothing burger. But as for now, spending money to expand into Brazil, that's money that you're not sure that you're going to get back, and the market is sort of punishing them for that. And I'm on the fence about this. I still don't have a position yet. I do have I have a medium position in equity in Coupang, which is the Mercado Libre of Korea. or the Amazon of Korea, if you want to think of it that way. And I do have a lot of options that I've bought with that. I've bought calls and sold puts. And this has always been on my radar. And as I said, I bought it a couple of times, but not been smart enough to just hold it. But it's looking attractive again. So I'm going to do more digging on this, but I'm just letting you know my thoughts. If you have any questions about this, just leave it in the comments and I'll give you the disclaimer. This is not investing advice. This is for educational, informational purposes only. I'm not telling you how to invest. I'm just telling you how I invest. And I'm going through my process and showing you things that I'm looking at, things that I'm buying and selling so that I understand my process better, um, and keep myself honest and not fall victim to thesis drift. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Let me know what you think in the comments.